In this beautiful and empowering big talk, speaker Hertha Lund shares her personal experience of being close to death. She reveals why she chose life in that pivotal moment and the promises she made when given her second chance. Discover how you can experience transformational healing on your journey and move through pain to greater joy and love in your life. Enjoy this powerful big talk from Hertha Lund.
Solving the world's problems seems impossible. It's such a vast, complicated place. It's not. Stay with me. World leader Mahatma Gandhi taught that we can change the world by changing ourselves. Based on my life experience of working in Congress and at state legislatures to pass laws, I agree with Gandhi. To try to change the world without changing ourselves is largely pointless. We have to embody the love, the compassion, the peace, the ingenuity, the fairness, the honor, all those things the world so needs. As we change ourselves, we are doing our part to change the world. 8 years ago, I was laying in a hospital bed contemplating dying. Several around me had coded and left their bodies. So I talked to God and I said, I could die. Yes, you could, the voice came back. I was like, well, I don't really like it here. I think you sent me to the wrong place. Also, I said it was a shit show. And I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't talk to God that way. It was not appropriate. My C-reactive protein test revealed a score of 187, which is very high. The C-reactive protein is what measures the inflammation in our body. Doctors get concerned if it's larger than 7. As I lay there talking to God, I witnessed it was true. I was not thinking about how much money I made, the success I had, politics, those outer things that I used to get fussed up about. Instead, I thought about God, I thought about love, I thought about who and what I loved. I'd had pericarditis, inflammation around my heart for the last year. It had steadily gotten worse. Also, I had pneumonia and pleuritis, which was inflammation in and around my lungs. I was not intubated, but I was on oxygen all the time. My body hurt so bad from systemic inflammation that my teeth fillings hurt. All of a sudden, I was enveloped in this tube of light. It was a column of light, gold, white, shimmery light, a waterfall that came all around me, and I became one with it. And it went out beyond me, out beyond the confines of the earth. And I went up, up, up in this column of light into the higher upper atmosphere. I was walking in the Milky Way. I felt translucent, warm, safe, and totally at home. I felt like a little child running to my heavenly parents' lap. I felt joy, freedom, like I was in the playground of heaven. I felt 100% loved and totally, totally, totally worthy. Then I realized that whomever I was going to see next wasn't going to be happy because I hadn't finished my reason for being. In my heart of hearts, I did not want to disappoint God. So I went deep in my heart and my gut. It seemed like I only had a nanosecond. I hoped to return to finish, and I made 2 promises. I promised to do whatever it took to heal, and I promised to get into my body. As soon as I made that promise, down that chute of light, I came right back into my body, thud, thunk. It was awful. It was so different than the feeling I'd had when I was up there. I felt like I was crawling into a dead elk carcass on the interstate of life. My first assignment upon returning to Earth with greater connection was I had to heal myself. I'd had good doctors for those 10 days that I was hospitalized, but my inner wisdom told me that doctors couldn't heal me. Transformational healing is between each of us and the divine. I now know that the pain that was stuck in my body was partially caused by early childhood sexual abuse when I was 5, also from my mom. She'd had her own trauma, and she chose to drink alcohol instead of deal with her pain. So I took on her pain. It was rough being around her because she would target me with her pain or her anger or her sadness. And all I ever wanted was for her to be happy. I did my best to soak her pain into my being so she wouldn't suffer. Oh, the jagged rawness of pain and the trickle of light that flows from the sun to awaken the spring of life. Through portals of pain, we connect, we unite. We give birth to a new way of living on earth that raises all life and Mother Earth into light. I felt deep caverns of endless pain chasing me. I struggled to avoid falling into the abyss of dark pain. I turned and I faced the light. I felt my pain. I felt my mother's pain. I felt others' pain. I felt the earth's pain. My heart cracked open and more light came in. My heart is growing in love, mercy, and compassion. Joy follows on the footsteps of the portal of pain. This is a poem from my book. Before I understood love in the past, one way that I escaped the pain is that I was an overachiever. In high school, I was a state champion of 2 different sports the same year. In college, I was a pre-vet, pre-med student. I got good grades, and I played on 2 different college teams, basketball and rodeo. After college, I covered Congress as a journalist and the Supreme Court. Then I went to law school. I've been an attorney for almost 30 years, and I have my own law practice. One would think that my success at multiple things meant that I was healthy. Nope. I used doing many things and giving it my all to succeed as a way to escape feeling. To heal, I realized that I had to slow down, learn how to sleep at night, and allow myself to feel the physical and emotional pain that I've been running from. I don't remember a time as a child that I was not scared, terrified, that my mom would hurt herself, me, or someone else. All my life, my saving grace was love for and from horses. Being with horses allowed me to slow down and be present. It was natural for me to enroll in a course on equine gestalt coaching taught by Melissa Pierce at Touched by a Horse. At one of the training camps, Melissa was talking to this horse. He was a beautiful gray. His name was Eddie. And Eddie hadn't coached yet. Melissa told Eddie, "You can't get this wrong. Just be present, have confidence, and do what comes naturally." As I heard Melissa talking to that horse, I decided that I too couldn't get it wrong if I stayed present, centered, and held compassion for myself and all life. Finally, I reached a place in the healing process where I could feel and release the pain and the sadness that had been inside me. It happened at one of the training camps, and I felt and let go of the pain, and I collapsed crying tears that I needed to cry decades ago. My mare Mystic partnered with Melissa for that process. I will never forget Mystic's big heart holding space and loving me. She was free to be anywhere she wanted to be. Yet she chose to be as close to me as she could get, even though there was a fence between us. I could see Mystic's big, soft eye, half brown, half blue, soaking me into her presence. Her breath was calm and rhythmic, like the waves of the ocean. Her nostrils barely moved as she stood large, solid, seeming to embody the Divine Mother. A horse's heart has been measured to emanate 5 times greater the same measurement of a human's heart. I felt the love from Mystic's heart emanating and entering my heart. I could feel her large presence creating an energetic container to hold me as I broke down. Later, after I'd finished the program, and was certified, we held a first retreat at our ranch in rural Montana. 5 women came. Each one of them had lost a family member to suicide. During the retreat, each woman partnered with a horse to feel the remnants of the feelings that she'd carried with her since her loved one's suicide. At the retreat, sometimes the horse would wrap their head around the woman and seem to hold her as the woman felt her pain. There is something miraculous about feeling the sense of calm, peace, love, wholeness that emanates from the horse when we open up our hearts to feel unprocessed pain. One of the women wrote me a card. She said it was hard to put into words, but this is what she said. It has to do with knowing that I was in the presence of a gift and feeling a call to respond to your open-hearted grace. And somehow Ruby, that was the horse that she partnered with, helped me respond in kind. Ruby gave me feedback to know when my heart was open. Another woman said she wanted to thank me from the bottom of her heart for the gift of healing that she received from the shame and the guilt that she'd carried. Finally, on the way to yes, I hear, I listen, I no longer run. I feel, I acknowledge, I accept the pain. The pain is ancient, dusty, crusty, rusty, like barnacles clinging to the underside of a submerged vessel. I touch the pain, it allows me in. I groan, I writhe, I moan, I cry. The pain finally has a voice. The pain talks to my heart talks to the pain. They talk, they connect, they share, they weep. I surrender to the connection. Through the eye of the needle, I burst. I merge with pain. I fuse with love. I feel whole. I feel holy. I am grateful. Wholeness comes when we shed the resistance of feeling those things that we've been running from, and we allow the light to enter our beings to heal the fissures. Let's start a revolution for wholeness that starts inside each of us. And from that foundation, let's transform the world to the place we dream of. Start now, slow down, open your heart, feel fully into life, even if it hurts. Embodying love is the answer to the world's problems.
If you loved this big talk, I would love to know your takeaways in the comments so that I can fully support and celebrate you. And if you're interested in working with me on a big stage in New York City, head on over to triciabrouk.com so that I can support you. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get access to our latest videos. And remember, your voice matters. Big love. Mwah.